A long time ago, in the village of Eboye, there lived a man called Agwosa. He was married to Isusu. They had been married for 8 years. The husband and wife lived in love and peace in their household. Isusu gave birth to a baby girl, and Agwosa was very happy. The baby was lovely, and everyone liked her. 2 years later, Isusu gave birth to another baby girl. The family was happy because there were now more people in the family. The third, fourth, and fifth children were all girls too. It became a thing of concern and awareness in the family. Agwosa's mother was beyond herself with grief. They were a large family. Agwosa was her first son, and he needed to bring forth male children in order to inherit the family land and properties. So she advised her son to get a new wife. His friends also advised him to do so. That Agwosa would not want to hear. He was content with the children the Creator had given him. He ignored his friends and family as they continued to disturb him to get married to another woman. He didn't like the idea at all. He loved his wife so much and could not bear to think of her sharing his home with another woman and contesting for his attention. So, Isusu knew all this, and she took in again, the urge to get more children. She wanted more. If she would be able to get this son at least, after 5 children, maybe the sister would be a boy. When she took in, she gave birth. As soon as she gave birth, she looked to see if it was a boy, but at last it was a girl. That was the last straw for the family. The entire family stopped talking to Isusu, looking at her as a harem of breeding female children. And she became confused at what she must have done wrong to deserve giving birth to only female children. But when she looked into the lovely eyes of the baby, she was happy with the joy of motherhood. She made up her mind not to be listening to whatever people were saying. Meanwhile, Agwosa was in a low ebb by now. 6 children, all girls, and all his friends were laughing at him that he was under the control of his wife. And that was why he has refused to go and marry another woman. And they were telling him he was not seeing beyond his nose. His mother and family sat him down one day. His friends also came and joined them in the meeting. They told him it was not a bad idea to marry another wife to see if he could have a son, to inherit all his properties. At last, they convinced Agwosa, and he went ahead to marry a very young girl as his second wife and brought her to live with them in the house. She had not wanted that, but, Agwosa did not want that, but there was nothing he could do. The pressure on him was too much. So, on the other hand, Isusu, after all the rejections from both Agwosa's family and his friends, started to plan how she would stand by her daughters and make sure the 6 of them become exemplary people in the community. She wiped away tears of frustration and with determination decided to focus on her business. Despite Agwosa trying his best to make the home a happy one, there was no way it really could be a happy one because sharing 2 men in one house was not easy. At the end of 1 year, the new wife in the house became pregnant. Agwosa was very happy. He prayed every day for her to deliver a baby boy for him and safely so that he will have an heir to his properties and also make his family happy. On the day the new wife was to give birth, they were all not at home. She was busy washing clothes when she started feeling labor pains. She had to call the neighbors, and they hurriedly took her to the local midwives in the village. It was not up to an hour when she gave birth to a bouncing baby boy. Wow! When the family returned home, that evening from work and heard the news. They were all happy. Hey, people were dancing, singing. Agwosa and his friends were dancing and singing. His friends jubilating. They carried him up in the air and they started singing. You see, if you had married another wife since we started telling you, you would have gotten almost 3 sons by now. Some of them said. They were all happy. His mother came and drink was flowing. Isusu was happy for her husband. She felt that if the Creator did not find her worthy enough to bring forth male children for her husband, then let it be. The Creator has chosen someone to give him a son. As long as he's alive and he's healthy, she decided not to mind and she will be happy with her own children. She now has 6 children, which was enough. She was done with having kids. She didn't want any competition and she was not going to have any child again. So, Agwosa decided to go and see his second wife and his newborn son. His friends and family all gathered that they were going to go there with him. They would go along with him. So they decided to go and buy things. They bought things that they would use to go and welcome the child back home. So they all got ready and set off for the midwife's place, which was situated at the extreme end of the village. On their way to the midwife's place, they saw a set of bush cows, native bush cows, led by a man from the village. They were coming out from the forest, from the bush, and some of them escaped. One was running towards where people were, was trying to escape. People on the road, they saw it, including Agwosa and his friends. They saw it as they were all running. Agwosa also was trying to run. They were trying to avoid the animal so that it would not collide into them. But at last, as they were all running to avoid the collision, Agwosa was also running. But it ran straight into Agwosa and knocked him down. It used his own to hit Agwosa and it pierced through him. The owner of the bush cow was able to get hold of it, but it was already too late. Agwosa died instantly. Everyone was shocked. Everywhere was silent. Then they started to wail. They were all confused. Their mission of going to see the newborn baby boy was now out of the question. Agwosa, who had craved and longed for her son all the years of his marriage, heard of his son, but he never set eyes on his son. He never set eyes on him. There was so much emotional feeling as the family and friends retreated back home with his body to the house with the issue of a newborn baby boy and her forgotten. What an irony. That's the end of the story. Please like, subscribe, and share the videos. Thanks for watching.